Absolutely shocking. Have a look at that. Kicking.
But that really is a penalty. He has picked the ball up in the ruck area. The ruck area stands between the place the ball is supposed to be played and the area where the marker is standing. You can't pick the ball up in that area. But they've been very lucky to get away with it, but their defence is probably something that credited them. They did extremely well to get away from there.
Nick Gower. Couple of metres inside Australian territory. Final tackle coming up now for the New Zealanders.
Get out of it!
Namu, the grubber kick. Got it in behind Nagus. He picks it up a couple out from his own line. Got Peachy with him. Gets it to Peachy. Bit of room to move. But he's taken by Sideru. Daly looking for the runners. He's giving Wendell Sailor a touch out wide. Takes three of them to bring him down. Time in possession. New Zealand dominating, but only just 52-48 in their own half. New Zealand have been down there 68%, so they're starting to correct that stat. 9 from halfway now, Australia. And Gower plays it. Langer at dummy half. Short ball to Ferner. Langer. Daly. Lazarus on the inside run. Final tackle coming up. Langer is in a dummy half. Running it. Now the grubber kick into the corner. Halligan is back there. The chasers are there as well. And Halligan just manages to get into the field of play. Papi, the right winger, relieving his forwards. Good defence, though, by the Australians. Now it's Barnett. They're standing flat-footed. Kearney does something about it. Bumped out of one tackle. Namu. Wiki. He's tackled 20 from halfway. Nikau. Sideru steals 10 metres. Final tackle coming up. Vangana wipes the sweat from the brow. There's the kick by Jones, and he is going to find touch about 12 or 13 metres out from the Australian line.
And he gets plenty of applause from the general public here in the ground, but I think the applause from the players on both sides would be twice as loud. They're finally going to get themselves a break in the game. A cleverly plotted kick in between the winger and fullback. He's gained them around about 30 metres, but you can just see every face on that field at the moment. The jerseys are already very rich in lather of the sweat that they've got. We're coming into a situation where we're almost getting up to 18 minutes into the game. Missed tackles, having not really played an expensive part in the game at the moment.
That good set of six really comes back to Darryl Halligan getting out of the Zing goal up the back of the field there. And if it wasn't for him getting out, we'd be up the other end with a drop kick.
Been a lot of talk about the intensity in this match, what it would be like. Your thoughts, Peter Jackson?
Well, I think it's his toughest game as I've seen. As Wally said, it's been played at a frenetic pace. Both sides ripping in. I'd like to see Australia run in numbers a little bit more. They're a little bit one out. So New Zealand are able to gang tackle them and slow down their play ball. That's a great offload from Lazo.
Back to Peachy. Bounced out of a couple. Needs to link up with the support. But he's been thrown into the turf on the halfway mark by Wiki. Now it's Thorne. A little flat-footed when he took that. Didn't really have any momentum going. They go wide, and Rodney Howe. Well, he only knows one way to go, and that's straight ahead. Gower dummy half. He kicks, looking for touch and finding it, so they'll get another breather. 20 out from the New Zealand line.
Well, they get a breather out of it. I'm not sure what the other guys feel, but to me, they're not really attacking kicks. They're putting the ball into touch. If they're looking for a breather, well, then fine, get that going. But to me, we've got to try and look to, or for the Australians, they've got to try and look to put the ball as deep as possible, perhaps try and trap them in goal, running the ball out, or conversely put it up as high as they possibly can and put enormous amounts of pressure on the ball catcher.
Well, I agree with you there, Wally, but the only problem is I think both sides are pretty tired and not too happy about chasing the ball. They'd rather the ball go on the outline, that's for sure.
Pongia back from the blood bin. 38 out from down line. 0-0 at the Sydney Football Stadium. Who will crack first? In the first ever Super League test, Australia versus New Zealand. Jones. Nikau. Now it's Pongia. Hero waits for it. Final tackle on the way. Namu. Over the head of Nagas. It came off an Australian, but he did not play that ball. Daly. So it's going to be an Australian feed into the scrum.
Here we go. He came up with a pretty classic quote just before that kick. There it is, ricocheting off Daly's head. But not as expensive as it was this time last year, where it would have been a Kiwi feed. But you made the statement, who was going to crack first? Gee, that's the way the game is at the moment. A few years ago, you'd wonder who was the fellow that was going to either do a little chip kick or be able to outspeed the defence or whatever. Now, it seems that the fellows are out there, they've almost got to be superhuman fitness level, just to hope that they can really match it against the guy they're lining up against.
Well, it's about mistakes now, isn't it, Wally? I mean, Australia got to make sure they hold the ball down their end and vice versa for the Kiwis. First side to make a mistake will pay.
Nagas with a good run from the scrum. 32 out from his own line. Eddingshausen taken by his Cronulla teammate, Nikau. Howe makes it to the halfway. Sailor looking for a bit of action. That left arm heavily strapped. Wendell has tackled 10 metres inside New Zealand territory. Daly, the inside pass. Furner out of one. He's got support on the inside. He won't need it. What a dummy by Furner. The New Zealanders crack first. Australia get the first points on the board. David Furner has done it. 4 points to 0. Australia over New Zealand. They fell off the tackle, the New Zealanders, and they had to pay for it.
Slide defence, the only way you're going to get through on that occasion. A very good angle coming through. There he is, Laurie Daly running across, trying to take the two defenders across to drop the ball on the inside. David Furner taking the hole, straightening up. Take the line now. This is marvellous work. There was probably just enough defenders to match it for the Kiwis. A very smart decision to throw a dummy there, Gary.
Yeah, it certainly was, but Laurie Daly going across. Everyone starts sliding before they go up. You see Grant Young just gets caught. Dave Furner kind of steps around off his right foot there. Steve Kearney a little bit unlucky to miss that tackle. And when he gets through the gap, there's a couple other Australian players that we see now just backing up. And Richie Barnett takes the dummy, and what can you do? I thought Stacey Jones did a great job here and trying to hold the big fella up. Just wasn't big enough there, but did a magnificent job of trying to stop that try.
Yeah, he had another 2 or 3 metres. He possibly could have...
I think he would have put them up easy.
Put his legs underneath him to hold the ball up, but a great work. The second row was throwing dummies. A few years ago, they used to put those two together in different ways.
Oh, what a magnificent season Girdler is having. Started this test match with a percentage of 92. He adds the extra 2, 6 points to 0, Australia over New Zealand. The try to David Furner converted by Ryan Girdler. So he's off to a positive start in his test career as far as point scoring goes, Girdler.
Well, Greg, I was going to say last Monday out at Penrith, a lot of the Brisbane fans weren't too happy to see Ryan Girdler walk up to that ball the last time he kicked for goal with a record of 92%. It looks like he's about to continue it here tonight.
And there was 3 goals all year. That's an amazing effort. So now it's New Zealand. And Vangana driven back in the tackle. Big Joe. Young. That was a great tackle.
Yeah, it was a great tackle. There was something, a mistake that New Zealand wouldn't be looking for, that's for sure, especially in this area.
There it is, the ball just being jolted. He did quite well to hang on to it for a while, but contact with the ground pushed it aside. But to Gary, they're the sorts of simple mistakes that really can become very expensive in test match football.
Sailor! 25 out from the line. The Australians looking to ram home the advantage now. This is Thorne with a bullocking run. The second rower is about 11 metres out from the line. Langer waits for a dummy half. Real pressure on the Kiwis inside their own red zone. Lazarus, the big man, stepping his way through. I think it was a side step by Lazarus.
They're not supposed to have one.
Now it's Gower. Gower getting very close. He's a metre out from the line. Langer again at dummy half. They go wide. Ferner looking for a double. He's got it. Oh, great stuff, David Ferner.
Well, some of the Kiwi guys are standing around the goalposts here. They're absolutely shattered. There's about 5 or 6 of them, and so they should be. A simple error really has taken away from 25 minutes of great football. The defence moved up probably just a little bit too quickly on that occasion. Again, David Ferner's fend. He really has skills that didn't used to be associated with forwards.
Yeah, well, I don't know about the big fend there, but he did use half of his body weight on G Namu, but probably the play of the day there was Alfie getting the ball out nice and wide, so he gave him some room to step in. Big man on little man, they're always going to win 9 times out of 10.
That one mistake, but it's become expensive.
As you said, Wally, the Kiwis have defended absolutely sensational for the first probably 25 minutes of this game, and 2 missed tackles and 2 quick tries.
Well, that's all it's been, hasn't it? 2 missed tackles, one by Gene Namu and one by their captain, Stephen Carney, and 2 tries to David Ferner. But you Kiwis, Gary, you always thought tackle was something you take fishing with you.
I think the boys can bounce back, that's for sure, Jacko. But as you were saying, mate, only 2 missed tackles. I think we can still turn things around.
Girdler. About 6 metres in from the far touch. Looking to make it 12-0. Well, it's waved away. A rare miss by Ryan Girdler, but still a handy scoreline for the Australians, 10 points to 0. Less than 15 minutes remaining in the first half.
And really a golden choice too for Coach John Lang, Australian coach John Lang on that occasion, deciding that he'll give his players a little bit of a rest now. He's given the opportunity to Matthew Adamson, who'll come on, and Gary, he's going to be a guy that's quite keen to go out there and make sure that these next set of 6 tackles, he keeps the Kiwis as deep in that territory as he possibly can.
Yeah, Matthew Adamson coming from the Penrith Club, of course. He's had a great season this year, and to be rewarded with the Australian jersey, he'll be really pumped up over the big first 15 minutes of this half.
Young, taken by Ferner. Pongia is back on there. This test match being played under international rules, which means they can have 6 interchanges. It is not unlimited interchange like the Telstra Cup. Kearney lost the football. Penalty.
Hey, Stephen, that might be misconstrued, you know what I mean? Hey?
Well, it did look like one of the Australians were going in there to try and rip the ball away. Slow motion, of course, makes us always experts. But, gee, given it at normal speed, it really did look like the Australians illegally ripped that ball out.
I'll tell you what, the referee's having a good game. I haven't noticed him so far.
I tell you used to like it, didn't you, Jacko?
I thought you'd give him a hand. You always trying to give referees a hand when you're playing.
Who got sent off in their last test?
Now. Nikau. 20 out from the line. New Zealand pretty desperate to get some points on the board. Namu to Jones. He has to take the tackle. Adamson in there over the top. Underneath was Howe. Now it's Iro. Final tackle coming up. Namu goes to the air. Pressure on Peachy. Lying loose on the ground. Penalty Australia. The man was taken out.
Might not have been intentional, but you stopped him from catching it. Push. Get him onside. Get him onside.
It's pretty well placed.
It was excellently placed, the bomb. I thought, if anything, the penalty could have gone the other way around. We had Laurie Daly coming across, trying to shift them. And then maybe it was the 2 fellows. They did look to be watching the ball. So the bounce of the ball not going with the Kiwis at the moment. One simple error there could have put them right back into the match.
Yeah, well, they're only 10 points behind. There's nearly 51 minutes to go in the game, so there's no need for panic, that's for sure.
Adamson.
Make it 2.
Laying up. Wide to Daly. They miss out Smith and pick up Girdler. Girdler got the inside pass to Nagus. Well done, but the cover was there. Wiki and Hoppy gathered him in. Daly, Lazarus, about 25 out from the New Zealand line. So now the tide has turned. It's now the New Zealanders under a bit of pressure again. Daly, the short pass to Adamson. He's got Saylor unmarked. Saylor will score. Wendell Saylor, his first try for his country. Only his second test match after he made his debut in 1994 at Wembley, and the Brisbane Bronco goes across untouched, and Australia looking good, 14 points to 0.
Well, here comes the replay. A simple ball going out to Laurie Daly, ran into it marvellously into the hole. Wendell Saylor did quite well there, but Matt Adamson, he'll remember that first touch out in the back line. Saylor already got the big giggle on his face, and why shouldn't he, scoring a try in Test match football?
Yeah, once again, they've got New Zealand on that left-hand side of the field there, but Laurie just going to the line, and Matty Adamson run into a beautiful hole between Halligan, and of course, Wendell Saylor just cuts back on the inside there, and Stacey Jones and Richie Barnett really having no chance whatsoever to stop the big fella going over underneath the post.
Greg G, that's twice now that it's cost the Kiwis very much. Like, we were a little bit wondering whether it should have been a penalty down the other end of the field. One simple error or bit of bad luck, as it looked like, and it's 6 points further on the board.
Well, they look a shattered team at the moment in goal.
I don't think they look shattered, Greg. I think they're just a little bit concerned that it's only going to be probably 16 points on the board, and like I've already said, there's 40-odd minutes to go in the game. There's still no need to start throwing the ball around anything crazy. Just got to control the ball and try and pin Australia down their own 25.
Girdler from in front. He doesn't miss them from there. Plenty for the Australian fans to cheer about here. 16 points to 0. Jacko, great stuff, Australia.
Yeah, the simple fact is they had 4 on 3 Australians. They stop it right there. See John Timu and Daryl Halligan. They've got 3 players coming at him. Johnny Timu's keeping an eye on Laurie Daly, so he can't keep an eye on Matty Adamson as well. He hits that hole beautifully. I thought he gave it a little bit too soon to Wendell Saylor, but in the end, the big black fella from the Brisbane Broncos goes on in underneath the post. I think he goes to your hairdresser, Wally, doesn't he?
I tell you what, that's the thing that annoys me. People that have got hair and don't want it. There are fellas that haven't got it and will pay anything to get it. A very important set of 6 tackles coming up.
Yeah, we're glad to get back to the football and not the fashion stakes. It's Pongia.
Up and clear. Up and clear. Here we go.
About 18 metres out from the line. His own line. Barnett. He is one player that can turn things around. Very dangerous from broken play, Richie Barnett.
Well, they nearly got Australia there on that short side. They're only playing up to the slide defence, and Richie Barnett could have been 4 on 3 there very easily.
Good turned over possession, which could be, this could be lethal, just 8 minutes from time.
And New Zealand have fallen off 16 tackles. They're going to have to get their defensive line in order here. Another try, and it could be all over. Now it's Adamson. Right in front of the uprights. Howe storming onto it. Got the ball out the back door. That was great work. Numbers out wide. Langer gets the kick in behind the line. Furner's giving chase. Barnett got there first. It was almost a hat-trick to Furner.
That was terrific work from Barnett. Gee, he's tell you what, he's had the foot flat to the floor. He's come from nowhere. It looked like Saylor was going to be the first one to get it, and we had Furner. He wanted to put 3 on the list. That's almost illegal. The second row is scoring 3 tries in a Test match, but he's done wonderfully well. That little bit of extra effort from Barnett on that occasion really has given New Zealand a bit more hope. A 22-point deficit at half-time really would be very difficult to overcome.
Nagus. Well, there's nothing wrong with the debuts out there tonight for the Australians. They haven't been overawed at all, especially this young man here, Gower. He's been mixing it. Now it's another opportunity for Australia to ram home the advantage. Girdler out wide, trying to get the fin going. It was taken by Jones. Daly spreading it wide. Lazarus takes him on. The big man pulled down, 5 metres out. Gower at dummy half.
A shot on that left-hand side again.
But it's Langer trying to step his way through. E.T. got it back. Adamson turning in the tackle. Back to Smith. Now it's Wendell Saylor who's got a double. Australia. Too good on the short side. And the green and gold flags are certainly waving at the Sydney Football Stadium. 20 points to 0. Australia over a stunned New Zealand.
And very excited the boys may well be. But we'll be using this statement more than once, I believe, tonight, Gary. Short on that left-hand side. As we look at the screen, it's the right-hand side. New Zealand's left-hand side in their defence. But really, they had 3-on-3, came to 4-on-3 defenders there. Just not the opportunity for man to file man-on-man. When they come in, it makes it very, very impossible.
You watch
to cover the unmarked players.
Yeah, you watch the big fella Alfie throws a dummy inside, seeing them starting to slide. But again, it's the big fella Matty Adams who's had a great game. E.T. gets the ball away beautifully here. Watch Matty holds up two players, and Tony Iro and John Timu just slips the ball there and just catch and pass from there on. And Wendell Sailor once again, he's very, very happy.
Sailor will be thinking, how long has this been going on? I've scored 2 tries and haven't had a hand laid on me. So a double for the Brisbane Bronco. Ferner got the other 2. And Girdler will try and add an extra 2 points. Off the uprights, waved away. Bit of a let-off for New Zealand there, but it's Australia. 20 points to 0, Jacko.
Yeah, they just can't wrap up the ball carrier. That's 3 offloads in that one, and that one tackle from the Australians. Alfie got one, Adamson got one, and someone else got one, but there he is, Wendell Sailor. Sailor, as you said, he hasn't had a hand laid on him. He's laughing. How easy is this? We might have to come out in the second half, one arm tied behind our back, Gary.
Oh, I don't think you need to do that, Jacko.
Well, it's just this next set of 6 tackles. This is the one that's been detrimental to the Kiwis. The last 3 tries that have been scored, they've turned over possession almost in the first set of 6 and given Australia the ball 20 to 25 metres out from the try line.
You can't do that in any sort of game that you're playing against Australia, whether it be a test match or a game of tiddlywinks. You've got to make sure you do control that ball.
Arrow dummy half. Kearney possession. All Australia, 64%. Great defence by the Australians. Rodney Howard was, but he's been penalised.
Well, this here might just turn things around.
New Zealand have spent 75% of the first half so far in their own half. You cannot win a test match like that. 4-2 to New Zealand, the penalty, so they're leading in something. 32 out from the Australian line. Vangana. Is there a little bit of Kiwi magic close to half-time? Kearney, the skipper, trying to get something going. Yeah, but it was one out stuff.
Yeah, one out stuff. I think they've got to start backing each other up just a little bit around that ruck area.
Nika left it behind. Picked up by Wiki. He's wrapped up. 4th tackle. They go wide this time, and Iro is out there. The inside pass to Barnett. 11 from the try line. Final tackle. Namu kicking in. Came off the legs of Lazarus. He controlled it pretty well, soccer style. Dives on the ball and saves a day for Australia.
I think Pele would have been happy with that one.
Sailor, 15 out from his own line.
New Zealand have really got to defend now, not let them get out of their own 50.
Girdler on his own out wide. An easy target for Wiki. Adamson making the most of his test debut. Langer. The kick clears Barnett's head, but the fullback picks it up. 15 out from his own line. Oh, not a great pass. Halligan cleans up though. And that's good defence by Darren Smith.
A little bit unlucky there. Richie Barnett really playing the unders very well. But John Timu, just getting in the road of the pass.
Stand with me. Look at me, stand with me.
So Hoppy plays it back Back to Kearney. 20 from halfway. Namu. Jones, Nikau. Out wide it goes. And that's John Timu. Great defence over there, though. E.T. drove him into the turf. 10 from halfway. Barnett. Taken ball and all by Howe. Lazo flies over the top of him just for good measure. The kick by Namu. Bit of a mix-up back there, but Peachy has control of it, taken by Hoppy.
We'll take the tackle.
Well, who gets credited with the tackle? Penalty. Kearney's been called out.
Come here, come here. Right? Let's just be sensible about what we do, right? Put your hands down. Quick.
Well, I don't think the tackle was that bad, but something the Kiwis can't afford to do is give away penalties like this.
Crowd counting down the seconds. Langer got a bad pass. The siren sounds for half-time. The final kick of the first half. Halligan under a bit of pressure, takes it well running back. So that is the end of the first 40 of the Sydney Football Stadium. The opening 20 was even Stevens, but a real onslaught by the men from Australia. Sees them lead by 20 points to 0. 2 tries to David Furner, 2 to Wendell Saylor. Girdler's kicked 2 from 4. And Gary Freeman, you've been in this position before. New Zealand trailing at half-time. We won't write them off, but, gee, it's really going to be a big one for them in the second half.
It certainly is going to be a lot tougher now in the second half, especially by 20 points down. But I think the big thing is that they've controlled the ball well, but again, it's our defence that's let the boys down, especially out wide on our left-hand side, the Australians' right-hand side. They keep playing to that edge of the field, and they're just getting us all the time.
So that's the scoreline as they go to the break. 20 points to 0 Australia over New Zealand.
Yes, Australia on top, but 11 new caps. It hasn't shown out there so far in the first half of this game. We could be witnessing the birth of one of the great Australian teams. Can the Kiwis come back? We'll find out in just a moment on Fox Sports.
Leads the Australians out of the dressing room at half-time. 40 minutes away from what will be an emphatic victory if they can carry on the momentum. 4 tries to none in the first half. Really not a poor performance looking at the Australian performance in that first half and the individuals concerned.
Oh, certainly not. No poor performance for the Australian side. And I don't think there's been a poor performer really for the New Zealand side, except for their missed tackles. As you can see, 21 up against 9. They would be a little bit disappointed. Again, that relates down to possession. And you see Australia's had plenty of that. And if they do that, they're going to put points on the board. Once again, time their own half. Well, hey, it all relates to missed tackles, possession, all the rest of it. You know, penalties is, again, going with us, but errors. Well, all the things that we don't need to go wrong are going wrong.
So Gary Freeman hasn't given up hope of a New Zealand comeback here. Peter Jackson, what's the word from the dressing sheds at half-time?
Well, as you can imagine, Johnny Lang's pretty happy with his charges. He just wants more of the same, more tries, more goals, more tackles. Simple as that. As far as the Kiwis go, a lot of talk in there about the Kiwi pride. They can't be belted in this game. They've obviously got to control the ball a little better and organise their defence on the left-hand side of the field. Particularly, that's where they've been short on a couple of occasions.
Yeah, Wendell Saylor having a field day over on that flank. Matt Adamson, great introduction to Test football. Had a hand in a couple of tries after coming on. Stephen Kearney, well, a lot resting on the big man's shoulders in this second half. Gene Namu getting things ready for a restart.
Maybe it's time to introduce some of the new blokes like Papi or Robbie Paul. We've seen a lot of them in England. Be a Test debut today if he can get on the field, and pretty classy player when he plays over there in the old dart. We'll like to see him get on the field here.
Stuart Cummings from Widnes, the man in control, gets things underway. Fingertip control by Laurie Daly. And he found Matt Adamson running onto it, 15 out. So the second 40 underway. Furner, what a great first half he had. Probably can't believe it, a double in only his second Test match. Rodney Howe, living up to his reputation this year. One of the best hit-up merchants in the game. So too is this man, Lazarus. He's 10 from halfway. Gower. That's better defence, and it took Pongia to drive the shoulder in on Matt Adamson. The Kiwis need more of that. Langer got the kick in, only just. Barnett was in great position. But look at the chase by the Australians. Out to Halligan. Halligan on Sailor. And Halligan plays it 15 from halfway. Penalty.
10 fellas, you're all in front. 1, 2, 3, take your pick. In front.
Australians a little too enthusiastic on that occasion. Inside the 10. Well, a chance here for the New Zealanders to mount some real pressure on attack. Desperate for points. Vangana needs to run onto that ball a lot faster than that.
Make it. Good.
Jones. Pongia. 20 metres out in front of the uprights. Kearney. It's one-out stuff, though. No real support there. And a player like Kearney needs players off his hip. They go wide. Wiki inside to Timu. He runs into a bit of a brick wall there. Plenty of traffic. Taken by Daly. Namu to Jones. Nikau out wide. Nikau with a good ball to Iro. They keep it alive. Barnett a chance here, but he's wrapped up for all. That was a great tackle by Kenny Nagas. Final tackle coming up. Sloppy played the ball, but they've got a chance on the short side, but no, Pongia can't sneak across. The Australian defence holds on.
They're very unlucky there, the Kiwi side. They really have the Australians rattled. I think the Australians think they've got this game won already. There's another half to be played yet.
Howe, about 15 out from his own line.
On the ball.
The Kiwis haven't been able to pin the Australians inside their own red zone so far.
Make it. Sin, make it.
Langer. Daly. Peachy up from fullback. Intercept! And here's the first try to New Zealand. Stacey Jones gets the first 4-pointer for the Kiwis against the run of play, but they all count. Is this the start of the comeback? 20 points to 4 now. And Gary Freeman, you look at a relieved man.
Well, I don't know about the relieved man, but I tell you what, I think the Australians think they've got this game already. It's a sure thing that the Kiwis can bounce back, and Peachy trying to drift across. Stacey Jones puts himself in a beautiful little hole there and says thank you very much, and scores a good welcome try for the Kiwis.
Yeah, just trying to force it a little bit, David Peachy. Probably, as you said, Gary, a little relaxed with that 20-0 lead at half-time, and that was a mistake he'll rue. And Stacey Jones does the rest quite easily. Can the Kiwis come back from here? They only need another 4 of those tries.
Well, actually, Jacko, I know you didn't do much maths at school. It only works out to 3. 6 threes are 18, aren't they? And then just a little conversion where Halligan will make it 20.
71% in 97, Halligan. His 15th test. He's got it. He adds the extra 2. So things looking a bit better now for the Kiwis. Australia still in control, though, 20 points to 6. Stacey Jones, his 3rd try in test matches. A good confidence boost for the visitors. But that's a shocker.
Well, that's one thing we didn't need. Penalty right from the kickoff, from the return of a great try.
So all of a sudden the tide turns again. Australia with this penalty will have no trouble getting deep into New Zealand territory. The left-footed kick by Adamson finds touch. They're 30 metres out from the New Zealand line. Howe got the pass away. Eddingshausen right in front of the uprights. 21 metres out. Options either side. Penalty to Australia.
Whoa, wait. You'll see, you're miles in front of me. Back with me. Here it is. It's offside. Second shot. Drop the shot.
Miles are going to take the 2.
Miles in front. Okay, mate.
New Zealanders miles in front. That's the call from Stuart Cummings. Penalties now 5 apiece.
You lot as well, fellas, Australia.
An easy 2 for Ryan Girdler. What do you think about this tactic, Jacko?
Well, kicking goals, I think it's a good one. It's been around for a while.
Exactly, but when you're leading with the momentum going, as well, I was referring to, the momentum going.
The Laurie Daly was pretty keen to get a quick tap in there, but the referee obviously pulled it up and the momentum had gone by then, so I think it was a wise decision. But Alfie would have been happy with a quick tap because he loves him. If they want to score some points, New Zealand, I think they should get Robbie Paul on the field. I haven't seen a great deal of him. You've probably seen a bit more, Gary, but he can play the game.
Yeah, we've been watching him playing over in England, that's for sure, Jacko. He can play the game and he's an elusive runner. I think, but who do you take off? That is the problem.
Girdler gets another 2. Yes, goal kicking's been around for a long time. And there's another 2 on the board. 22 points to 6. Will we see an introduction from the interchange bench before too long? Possession all Australia's way at the moment, 60 to 40. Here. 20 metres out from his own line. Eru. Jones waits for the dummy half. Big Joe Whangana. Nika storming onto it. That's 4 hit-ups by the New Zealanders. And Iro, line ball, play on. Kearney. He needed support and arrived too late. Final tackle coming up. Penalty.
Come on. You've got to stand away. You've got to roll out of there. Otherwise, you're going to go with him all the time. Stand up. Make sure you stand up. Well, you stand up for the ball on the floor. You stand away, fellas. There's no doubt then.
Saw Darryl Halligan's going up there to take a kick a goal. I thought it would have been not a bad option for them. Another good set of 6 here for the Kiwis might result in another try.
Pongi at the short ball to Iro. 22 points to 6 in front of the uprights. Namu with the switch of play to Jones. Puts the foot on the gas. Again, the support overran him. 5 from... Oh, well, that's a terrible mistake again by New Zealand. He did not play the ball correctly.
Stand up and play the ball.
Stacey Jones be a little bit disappointed here. Made a good little half break there and then just didn't get up to play the ball. Great opportunity there. Gone begging for the Kiwis to get some more points on the board.
And he must have been listening to us, Frank Endicott, because Robbie Paul's just replaced Gene Namu.
Errors going against New Zealand. Eddinghausen taken by his Cronulla teammate Namu. It's a breather on the bench. Ferner! The one-handed pass. The cover got to Girdler. Now it's Nagus. Or is it Peachy? No, Nagus it is. Driven back in the tackle, but he was allowed to offload. Darren Smith goes forward. Almost out of the tackle. Kearney just managed to hold on.
Get your hands out of there. Get your hands out of there. Just stand clear, there's no doubt. Come on. You know what the score is. Hands in.
So he wants to clear the rock.
We had a good first half. Let's keep it clear. Stand up, stand away.
Doing a lot of talking out there, Cummings at the moment, and Adamson finding touch.
A little bit different from the first half, that's for sure. There's been 4 or 5 penalties. See the penalties here, 7, 6 to Australia, but 4 or 5 penalties in the first 15 minutes of this game.
Cow, 10 out from the line. 4 tries to 1. Australia over New Zealand, 22 points to 6. And Lazarus well and truly inside the New Zealand red zone. Gower from dummy half, thought he spotted a gap. The ball was stolen though, and that's allowed one-on-one. Good work, Tony Iro. And so the Kiwis have a 10 out from their own line.
Stand away. Come on. You're doing the same. Just stand clear and there's no doubt.
And Laurie just thought he might have worn just a little bit of an elbow in there as he moved in. Obviously the referee, there it was, just adjusting his jersey. A couple of crumples in it, straightening them out. But referee doing quite a good job. I mean, he's made a decision that he's going to penalise the players for a particular infringement, and he's sticking by it.
Great run, Pongia.
He's had a great game.
10 from halfway. Vangana. Jones. Iro is out wide. The inside pass to Robbie Paul, making his debut, the 21-year-old from Bradford. The only Kiwi playing in the UK required for this test match. Stacey Jones gets the dummy going, trying to link up with his outside support. Over the top it goes to Timu. He ran out of room. Was an easy target in the end for Sailor. Hongia, Nikau to Kearney. Basketball pass over the top. The bounce is a good one, but it's gone forward. They've been called back.
Come forward there, fellas. I call it. That's where I see where the ball ended up, that's all. Right, I'll look at you in the way, mate.
Yeah, and a fine line between pleasure and pain. It couldn't have been too much in that at all. Play had have gone on. Sean Hoppy looked like he was in a situation where another 4 points could have been on the board for the Kiwis.
Where's the flag? Where's the flag?
Well, Gary Freeman thought the pass was okay.
No need to ask me.
The Australians 20 out from their own line. Adamson. Peachy at dummy half finds Howe. Back inside to Peachy. Back to Sailor. Sailor stepping on the inside. So dangerous is Wendell Sailor. He already has a double for Australia tonight. E.T. at dummy half. Langer has to go wide. Daly ran onto it well. Girdler. Couldn't get away from Jones, but got a great pass away to Nagas. They keep it alive, the Australians. This is great work. Beautiful stuff now. Daly, backing up brilliantly was Eddinghausen, looking for Sailor on the inside, but that time it was Vangana that saved the day for New Zealand. Talk about putting it through the hands.
A couple of passes back there. I thought the ball was forward.
Yeah,
good cover by Vangana to get over there.
Iro. Wiki. Kearney, the skipper. Eru saw that there was an easy 10 to be picked up from dummy half. It's a player down in back play for Australia. Jones. Stacey Jones puts a foot on the gas. The little legs are pumping. Peachy comes at him. The support on the inside. But the Australians are going to come up with it. But Nagas is in an offside position. He couldn't touch the ball. What's the call?
It's going to be zero tackle when we start. We get that fella sorted out up there, okay?
Oh, so close for New Zealand.
I don't know whether the Kiwis will agree with this one. Now, naturally, we've got to play common sense. Howe is down. He's been injured. A magnificent sidestep. Probably one of the few occasions that the Australian slide defence has been failing on the inside. It was a real contest, these two. One was taking 300 RPMs. The other bloke took about 15 strides over the next 40 metres. They had the opportunity there, the Kiwis, to perhaps attack against a fairly fragile Australian defence, only around about 6 or 7 back in the line. But the referee obviously taking the call from the touch judges, who'd been signalling for some time that Rodney Howe is injured. Looks like he's got a fairly big split in the middle of his head there, deciding to go off.
Well, the Kiwis really decided to throw the ball where it's catching. The Australians napping. And when they're ruck here, Stacey Jones has had a great run down there.
Well, this is bad news for Rodney Howe. But it means the introduction into this test match of Solomon Halmono making his debut for Australia. Not a bad replacement to have Howe go off and the juggernaut Halmono come on.
Finally, you'd be happy that Rodney Howe isn't going to continue his charges, but have a look who comes on.
But the Kiwis have got another set of 6 and they've coughed it up on the first tackle. It was a 0 tackle after Hoppy retrieved the football before the stoppage in play. And that was a terrible pass, a real mix-up. And the error is now going against the New Zealanders. 10-4. Nagus, 25 out from his own line.
When you have Australia there, you've got to make them pay. You can't go around making mistakes on that and let them make it easy yardage out.
Again, it probably works out how expensive the stoppage in play turned out to be for the Kiwis.
Sailor, still 25 out from his own line. Daly is there, gets the kick in. Barnett is back there. Been in position all night, Richard Barnett, usually a winger, filling in the #1 jersey. Now it's Hoppy. Ruben Wiki. Jones to Nikau. Got the ball away. That's play on. It came off Pongia's legs. So the bounce of the ball going with the Kiwis on that occasion. Here's Robbie Paul, the man that can weave a little bit of magic, Jacko.
He certainly can. His brother Henry's not a bad player as well, but the luck going with the Kiwis, we might have seen a little bit of a turnaround in this last 5 minutes.
Jones, he's been brilliant in the second half. Ran away from the inside support, but they keep it alive. Halligan with the run to the corner. Halligan gets there. The Kiwis aren't done yet. Darryl Halligan, he scores his 3rd try in a test match. Just what the New Zealanders needed. 22-10.
And a smart try it was too from Halligan. Jacko mentioned about the luck. Well, you make your own luck in test match football. The ball being transferred through a couple of sets of hands. The ball coming out extremely well tipped on. The ball coming out to Halligan, who did smart. He ducked his head underneath. Obviously, coming across, Wendell Sailor was going to try and use his weight and both their size to push them across.
And Stacey Jones once again, Wally, just going forward. They had Richard Barnett backing him up. Beats Peachy here. I thought everything was going to die here, but once again, the Kiwi players just backing each other up. As you said, the ball on here to John Timu, picks up Halligan, throws the dummy inside. Like you said, going underneath a tackle that should have been made by Wendell, had him lined up. The big fella put his head down and then, oh, there it is. Thank you.
And now Halligan will try and convert his own try. Late call up into the team when Ridge was ruled out. Barnett went from the wing back to fullback. Halligan got the call up again. A metre in from touch. Struck it pretty well. He likes it. So do the touch judges. They're well and truly back here now. 22 points to 12. 10 points, Jacko. How are you feeling now?
I'm still pretty confident, but this is a great try. Stacey Jones, as you said, he's having an absolute blinder in this second half. That's about his 3rd or 4th clean break that he's made. He finally gets it on. There he is, Richard Barnett on the inside backing up. Johnny Timu's out there, as is Darryl Halligan. And it was the important pass, that one from Stacey Jones. And a missed tackle by Wendell Sailor. They're back in at the Kiwis. You've been laughing, Gary Freeman.
It's not over yet, Jacko.
Wendell Sailor, 22 out from the Australian line. Halmono, just 21 years of age. Lazarus. About 9 from halfway. Thorne is back out there. He's had a good breather, Brad Thorne. On the halfway mark. Langer finds some open spaces. Hoppy picks it up inside his red zone. Girdler the tackler. Barnett. Hoppy out of one. Bit of room to move. Good run short, Hoppy. Jones. Iro. Timu. Taken by Sailor. Here's a penalty.
Well, he's been penalised for stripping the ball. The one-on-one rule, of course.
Tackles down, pull the ball.
Coming into the game, it appeared as though it only was that way. Well, referees are fairly hard to disagree with after you're already back tucking into your second tackle from the penalty.
Vangana.
I never knew you would agree with the referee, Wally.
I never said that, Jacko. I said they were difficult.
Hongia. Kearney. Hughes Sedley runs. Now they go wide through Jones. A double round with Iro back to Jones, and the pass has gone behind. Barnett had to retrieve it. Taken by Eddingshausen and also Langer. Jones, the kick, the chase, but the bounce was good for Peachy. He was taken by Paul. Knocked back. Lucky escape for the Australians, and Gower will play it.
Yeah, and I think that mistake has probably opened up a little bit of a point for the Australians at the moment. The last three rucks haven't been taken up by a forward. Laurie Daly took it up to turnover possession, then he decided after dropping it that he had to take another one. Amono coming in, but they really have got to start taking some territory with their big five.
Turner. That's the 30-metre mark. Langer! A big hole for Langer. Was he taken out? It won't matter. His Brisbane Bronco teammate Darren Smith will get the try. The Kiwis went to sleep around the ruck. 26-12. Australia in again under the black dot.
Well, the speed of the game responsible for that one. A defender still laying on the ground, kept the Kiwis with just one marker. Langer will attack that all the time going. Knew that he had the opportunity. If one thing disappointing for the Kiwis, Gary, there was only one or two players making the real effort to get back and try and give some sort of assistance.
Yeah, a little bit disappointing there. Richie Barnett trying to, get the ball the last minute, but Darren Smith always backing up Alfie, and he plays his home ground here. Watch Alfie go to the line here, puts a little kick off the right-hand side.
And you know the Broncos, when they play, have a look at the two blokes that have gone in there. One of them has scored, Darren Smith. The other one just happened to wear the same club colours as well. Brad Thorne, the other player that could have picked the ball up and potted it down.
Well, I know when little Alfie's got the ball, he's going to do something with it, whether it's a kick or a pass. A bit of a dummy. I don't know if they're there, they might score him.
Does look a little bit warm out there, doesn't it?
This test match has been played at pace. Girdler, 3 from 5. Right in front. He adds the extra 2. 28 points to 12. Jacko, the Aussies, on fire again.
Yeah, absolutely huge hole behind the ruck. One marker lying on the ground, Big Joe Vangana, who's actually just been replaced, so he's been hooked. Alfie sees the gap up the middle. Away he goes, the little fella. He's had a great game tonight, Alfie. His form's been a little scratchy in recent weeks, and Darren Smith's the man there, his Bronco teammate, to put it down underneath the post.
It's taken a while for Darren Smith to get the call up into an Australian team, 28 years of age, but he'll remember his debut after dotting that down. Now, Brad Young is back on there, number 8. Vangana has the spell.
Just some news on Rodney Howe. He has got a crook knee, not a crook head, a crook knee, and he won't be back.
Solomon Halmono will play out the match, no doubt. Get a bit of time on the park. Jones, Young, out the back door. Barnett. About 10 from halfway. Wiki. Final tackle. 16 minutes remaining.
Australia, Kiwi ball. Yeah, here we go, fellas. Kiwi ball in here.
A bit of luck there for the Kiwis. They get the feed into the scrum.
The charge down coming off Smith. Well, what an option you've got there. Do you decide to let the ball bounce and hope the referee's going to call it as the player not making a play at the ball? Girdler carrying the disappointment of the ball coming off him. I guess you got to do when the speed of the game is
Let him in, fellas. Come on.
as it has been played tonight.
See Steve Kearney there helping young Gower to put his head in the scrum there, which is nice of him.
Just a gentle tap. Now it's Barnett trying to find a hole through that Australian defence out wide. Couldn't get away from Daly though. Paul, Robbie Paul, Halligan on Peachy. Peachy was up to the task. Paul from dummy half. TRO party is on there for John Timu. They work and move the Kiwis. Switch of play, and Kearney is 10 out from the line. Arrow at dummy half. Decow trying to step. They didn't fall for it though, the Australians. Right in front of the uprights. Jones. Long ball to Iro. Calling the players on the inside. Wiki, a couple of metres out. Final tackle coming up. There's TRO party. Kicked it straight into the arms of Laurie Daly. I'll tell you what, Mark Waugh, standing at first or second slip, would have loved that one.
And Laurie Daly caught it, and the expression on his face was almost to say, geez, did you have to kick it to me? Give it to someone else. But I'm sure the coach, John Lang, will be very happy it went to one of his players. Could have put extreme pressure. The ball going straight to Laurie, catching it left-handed in the slips there.
Yeah, a little bit disappointed. I think TRO party probably should have gone to the line a little bit further and then tried to put the ball in because there was no one at home.
So they're 10 from halfway. Halmono taking plenty of stopping.
Out of there. No hands.
Gower dummy half to Langer. Ferner almost to halfway. Tyron Smith, the North Queensland Cowboy, warming up on the sideline for the Kiwis. Daly. Lazarus was flat-footed. Got a great ball back to Daly. Daly on to Girdler. The double round. Good skills there as far as the handling goes. And Solomon Halmono on the final tackle. Langer. Ferner. They need to keep it alive. There's the kick by Darren Smith. Papi with no pressure on, but he'll have to do well to get out of there. He can't. So the Australians will get another crack at them.
Gee, and that's smart thinking there from Smith.
Here we go.
I expected to see the Australians kick the ball wide on the other side of the field. When Langer got caught, he thought, well, I'm not much chance of beating 4 or 5 defenders in front of me. I think I'll just try and make the Kiwis suffer from this a little bit by giving ourselves another set of 6 tackles to attack. Probably by the time the ball's caught from the drop out and run up, they'll only be about 30 metres out from the line.
A restart by Halligan. Now this is Storm. Good return of the football by the second rower. Halmono taking plenty of stopping. 10 out from the line. The Australians looking dangerous again. Inside pass Peachy. Finds E.T. Gower. Gower with the step. Gower gets the try on debut. And that might be the ball game now. 38 points to 12. Make it 36 to 12 with the kick to come. I'll get it right third time, right? 32 to 12.
And Australia's inside passes have been the ones that have been critical all night long. The slide defence worked very well on that occasion. 3 Kiwis walked up, but look back, there's another 3 or 4. Admittedly, they were in a very straight line. They'd done quite well. But I think this bloke here has got a little bit of extra petrol on board tonight. The first test match, there's nothing like scoring a try in that first one.
Yeah, one thing the Kiwis didn't do is cover from the open side right across to the blind. You see, he gets the ball away here to Gower, and he just spots a little gap. There's no one even Kiwi on to back him up. Steps around Quinton, who's had a great game tonight. And then really, Richard Barnett does his best along with Robbie Paul.
Didn't he?
And just gets the ball down one-handed. A good effort by Gower.
Well, he copped a knock there, and he's in the blood bin.
I think he'd still be pretty happy anyway about scoring the try. There's a chance for Paul Green to come onto the field now.
Girdler trying to convert his Penrith Panthers teammates try. Off the uprights, it bounces over the crossbar. It's 2 points, 34 points to 12. Gower. Jacko, he turns 19 this week. What a week he's having.
Yeah, he's a fantastic young player. He does get a whack in the melon from Robbie Paul there. He didn't feel it at the time, and he's up, but he's off in the blood bin. But there was a lot of discussion about Craig Gower's selection in the Australian side. Of course, a lot of people suggesting Steve Wilders, who's been one or if not the best hooker in the game, should have been in the side. But Craig Gower got a start, and I'd say he's had a fantastic game tonight, culminating in a great try.
And with just 10 minutes to go, we see another replacement for the Australians. David Peachy coming off, giving Julian O'Neill the opportunity to host his proudest moment in rugby league.
Missed tackles. The Kiwis who've fallen off 31, almost twice as many as the Australians, as Robbie Paul tries to get something going for New Zealand. The inside pass to Barnett. 35 out from the New Zealand line. Gower teaming up with Young. He's 10 from halfway. Ongia, Tia Road Party, the veteran of this New Zealand team at 32 years of age. That is the halfway mark. Tyron Smith plays it. Jones with the kick. Sailor allowed it to run into touch. Australia will get the feed into the scrum. 10 out from their own line. They look a little tired down there, Jacko.
Yeah, plenty of replacements now. There's Grant Young just coming off. He's had a fair game tonight. But it's all over for the Kiwis, I'm afraid. The Australians far too strong in every department. They had a little bit of a resurgence, the Kiwis, but it wasn't enough. A great win to the Australian side.
6 tries to 2 so far. This man has a double, Wendell Sailor. Ferner has a double. Darren Smith and Craig Gower, one apiece. Brad Thorne, the man that wanted to be an All Black as a kid, now he finds himself playing for Australian Rugby League. Work that one out. Lazarus, the big man, still going. Paul Green at dummy half to Langer. Langer with the little kick. The chase. Brilliantly picked up. Langer with the dummy. Another dummy. Elfie. He ran out of room.
Come on, move! And ran out of legs.
I think that's the first bit ran out of.
Green. Got the pass away to O'Neill.
See, I tell you what, there was one bloke that saved a fair try for them on that occasion, Tyron Smith. The Kiwi defence looked shot. The Australians had to get the ball out. There's that Langer kick. The ball sits up in very well. 4 dummies and a... Well, I won't drop the line, but he did extremely well. But they've done remarkably well there, the Kiwis. I'm not trying to throw sympathy there, but they did very well to keep the Australians from scoring that try.
Wiki. Just under 7 minutes remaining. Kearney. Bit of variation from the New Zealanders. It didn't come off, and Lazarus was back there. But now it comes off for the New Zealanders. They've got it back again. Barnett, open spaces. Picks up Robbie Paul on debut, and the man from Bradford, who's heading to Wembley in the next week or so for the Challenge Cup final, gets a try in his first test for New Zealand. Robbie Paul puts a little bit of respectability back into the scoreline.
And the try has come from a little bit of an error from the Australians. A chip kick going back on the inside. Lazarus picked the ball up, shot the ball out to one of his teammates who I don't think really called for that. Laurie Daly had turned out to be. The Kiwis had the opportunity to spread the ball wide, and spread it they did. Showing plenty of toe too, Paul, on that occasion. A lot of Australians haven't had the opportunity to see a lot of him.
I wasn't too sure if Lazo was thinking he was going to get the ball there, but Tero Party put a lot of pressure on the Australian defence there, and Richard Barnett just fades across the paddock, and then he just Paul runs on a beautiful hole. There's no way anyone was going to stop him. I think Julian O'Neill gave up about 5 metres back.
Halligan, a couple of metres in from the far touch. It's waved away. 34 points to 16. 5 minutes remaining, Jacko.
Yeah, Richie Barnett showing great footwork here. Stepped past a few players. Robbie Paul hits the ball at pace. As you said, he's got plenty of toe. Big Julian O'Neill coming across, but he can't get there. But that was one of the worst passes I've ever seen from Glenn Lazarus, if not the worst.
Again, a bit of variation from the New Zealanders playing catch-up football. Didn't come off the short kick-off. And the Australians have it through Smith.
It's good football, though. They've got to do that. They can't just offer the opportunity to the Australians to wrap it up and wrap time up.
A lot was made of the New Zealand back row. Many critics said that the back three, Iro, Kearney and Nika, probably the best the New Zealanders have ever fielded in a test match, but really Brad Thorne, Ferner and Smith for Australia, they've been equal to them.
Yeah, Ferner's been sensational in this game. I think the hardest part from him has been not worrying about passing the ball for somebody else to score a try. And that's remarkable refereeing. I'm not sure whether we'll see it on the wide shot from here, but this guy was running backwards. He turned himself inside out where he saw the pass. Adamson was throwing the ball off to E.T. Couldn't quite see it from there, but the referee almost turned himself inside out and judged where the ball was thrown and where it was caught. There he was turning backwards. Have a look where he's had to judge that now. He's 5 or 6 metres the other side of where the ball was and running backwards.
And it wasn't forward either.
So it was all to no avail, was it?
I knew someone had to say that.
Well, now it's Barnett.
Make it, fellas, make it. Make it.
I'm not sure whether we'll get the opportunity to see it in this set of 6 tackles, but I think one of the bonuses for the Australian side in this match has been Coach John Lang. Now he's got on board at club level Nickau, who is a very, very good right-hand offloader. He does it remarkably for Cronulla. Lang probably knows that as much as anybody else, and every time Nickau looks to have run the ball, the players look to go to his right arm first to worry about wrapping up the ball first before they concentrate on actually affecting the tackle.
Jones, they're going backwards. Now Iro goes sideways, gets a left-footed kick in, and it bounces into touch. Nothing much on there. Iro finding touch though. Australia will get the feed into the scrum.
Yeah, Tony Iro trying to put the ball over for the winger, but the problem was the winger had gone infield anyway. There's Darryl there, but no way the ball's going to bounce inside the line. Over the touch line once again.
Well, it's probably closing down to a little bit of a slow finish, but I think a lot of the Kiwi guys can certainly hold their head high. Richie Barnett has worked very, very well, but the 2 players that I thought have been worth their weight in gold have been Stacey Jones and Grant Young. A lot of people believe that he may have been a little bit of a problem, a gamble for them, but gee, he's done enough work out there to impress every selector, including the Australian ones.
Yeah, I think you've got to take your hat off too. You see the break here by Julian O'Neill, tries to flick the ball back inside to Ryan Girdler. Just knocks it on there, and the Kiwis will get the ball and feed in this scrum. But Quinton Ponga, I think he's one of the players in the forward pack there who has gone forward and done a lot of damage in defence.
Get him loose, get him loose.
And Gary, the Kiwis having a final fling through Jones inside to Hoppy. Hoppy will get the last say in this test match as far as the scoring goes. The most capped Kiwi, his 24th test match, and that's his 13th try. It's not lucky 13 tonight for his country, but he gets something to take home.
Mate, we've just been giving them credit for that last kickoff. They're still trying. putting scrum moves on. There's not a hell of a lot of them used in football these days. They've used it down the short side, which is the most difficult part of the football field to have it as a successful move.
Yeah, it's certainly there. You see Tawera taking Alfie out, and Stacey Jones does a great job here in convincing Nagus that to come with him, and Hoppy comes inside, and no one ready to beat. Smitty had gone across field, but just gone too far.
He scored between the posts. Halligan adds the extra 2. So, scoreline now 34 points to 22. Again, the short kickoff. They contested well. Barnett rose above them.
Don't know if John Lang will be happy with him catching that ball or not.
Jones, they're not finished yet as far as the scoring goes, the Kiwis. Oh, big hit by Halmono, but he got the pass was still thrown out the back door, and they still keep it alive. Tia row party taken by Lazarus, 20 out from the line. Inside the last minute or so, Nikau. They go wide. Wiki, Ruben Wiki, out the back door. Who was there? None other than Alan Langer. Did he call for it or what?
I'll bet that little pest called for it too. Well done.
It's all over. So the New Zealanders have outscored the Australians in the second half, scoring 4 tries to 2, but they lost it in that 20-minute period before half-time. The Australians led 20-0 at the break and have wrapped it up here, 34 points to 22. Some fine performances by the debutants in the Australian team and the experienced 4. Let's give them some credit. That man there, E.T., Andrew Ellinghausen, Alan Langer, Lazarus, and also Daly led the charge. In the end, they all got on for a taste of international football. They've been deprived of it since '94, but now they are back. Let's get some reaction. To the sideline we go, and here's Peter Jackson.
Yeah, I'm with David Ferner, the man of the match. Dave, well, you'd be pretty happy with that.
Oh, I just can't believe it, Jacko. It's the first time I played a test in Australia, and I was really looking forward to the game and just how the things unfolded. A couple of tries, but I can't believe it.
He was quick in the first 20 minutes.
Yeah, I think that's where we got over the top of them. Our forwards like Howie and Lazo, they just went forward. We controlled the ball for our 6, and I think that's where we set the foundation for the win.
Yeah, it seems to be a good spirit in the side. Everyone got together. I mean, you're only together for a short time, but the boys seem to get on pretty well.
Yeah, it was just fantastic, short week, and with Johnny Lang, we just sort of stuck together and made unbelievable.
Congratulations, you've had a blinder, son. Go and enjoy it.
I will. Thanks, mate.
Well, he's certainly happy, and so are his teammates.
I thought he had a great game tonight.
Wendell Saylor, along with David Ferner, picked up a double for Australia. 4 tries in the first half, and in the second half the try scorers were Darren Smith and Gower. Solomon Halmono, 2 tests for Tonga, but now a fully fledged Australian international on debut. The New Zealanders never stop trying, but when you're down by 20 points to 0 at the break, you just cannot afford to give a team like Australia that lead. The statistics, the main one is the top one, 34 points to 22. Tackles, New Zealand had to make a few more. Not much in that statistic though. Missed tackles, 32 the New Zealanders fell off compared to only 18 from Australia. Possession, Australia dominated that. Time in your own half. Well, New Zealand earlier on, the stat was looking worse for them, but they managed to correct that a little bit. 58% inside their own half at the end. Penalties, not much in that. Errors, New Zealand made 10 compared to Australia 7. But all in all, a pretty comprehensive performance by the Australians, Wally.
Yeah, I believe that they would be quite happy with that. Coach John Lang would realise that it is a little bit difficult for a lot of the footballers to get used to his style of coaching in just such a short space of time. And just speaking about John Lang, I suppose while he is extremely happy to accept a Test match victory, he's got to go into the dressing sheds and say, well, congratulations, fellas, shake a lot of hands, and then sit down and say, well, hang on a minute, we've got 5 or 6 blokes, we're playing this time tomorrow night.
Well, no joy for the New Zealanders tonight, but let's get some reaction from the men in black and white. And here is Peter Jackson again.
Yeah, and with Stacey Jones, undoubtedly New Zealand's best player. Well, Stacey, I suppose that second 20 minutes in the first half, they blew you away.
Yeah, I think so. You know, a couple of drop balls, missed tackles, you know, led to their tries. And, you know, we regrouped together in the second half. And, you know, we said that, you know, we're still in for chance. And, you know, we just played a bit of footy in the second half.
How was the feeling at half-time in the dressing room? I imagine you'd be pretty down.
Yeah, we were down, but, you know, Frank was pretty positive towards us. He said, you know, we're not out of it yet. You know, if we can score straight after half-time, which we did, we got another try, and then, you know, they scored a couple of tries, and that was it for us.
Although the team lost, your own performance, particularly in the second half, was outstanding. Are you happy with the way you played?
Oh, you know, it doesn't really matter. You know, we lost the game, and that's all that matters, really.
Well, there's another one in October. I know it's a long time to wait, but good luck then.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Peter. Thanks.
Stacey Jones, the man that had some pretty big shoes to fill. He took over from Gary Freeman in the New Zealand #7 jersey. His 9th test tonight. He got a try, but the New Zealanders didn't score enough points. Australia, 2 to Saylor, 1 to Gower, 2 to Furner, 1 to Darren Smith. Girdler, 5 from 7. For New Zealand, a try apiece to Hoppy, Halligan, Jones and Robbie Paul. Halligan kicked 3 from 5. Full time at the Sydney Football Stadium. The first ever Super League test between Australia and New Zealand on Anzac Day, 97. Australia leading 20 points to 0 at half-time. Run out winners by 34 to 22.
Yes, Australia by 12, winners of the inaugural Super League Anzac Trophy. And if I said that we were witnessing the birth of a great Australian team, I also think that we witnessed the birth of a great Australian tradition against the New Zealanders. 2 very proud teams put on a great game of football tonight. And if anyone doubts the intensity of Super League, I think they've been blown away by this one match. Talking about Super League, don't forget you can join Steve Mortimer and myself on Super Sunday this Sunday. We'll have 2 more great games of football for you. I hope you can join us then. Bye for now.